Hello everyone, and welcome back to an introduction to Phantasy Star Online 2. And we have done the room thing, we've done the lobby thing, we've made our character, all of this stuff, but we haven't yet gotten to the action, which is kind of the main point of the game. So, let's hop to it. So, first of all, now, when we messed around earlier and changed our classes, just for example's sake, we unequipped all of our stuff. It does that by default. So I need to come back in here real quick and put on some gear. And it probably unequipped all of my units too. Well, almost. We didn't have any. That's right. So, these are my 3 different weapon palettes here. Once again, that's my escape menu. So, second option, this is to customize gear. Customize weapons, customize your units or armor and your costume, and then this is for your sub palette, so putting on stuff on your hotkey bar. So let's change our weapon up, and we're gonna have our choice of a katana and a bow. And we don't have a whole lot of skills for those just yet. But now when I use the scroll wheel, I can cycle through these. Or nothing at all. So we're going to hop over here. And this is the quest counter. I'll zoom out a bit here. Right here in the lobby. And we've got this little newbie symbol on the quests, telling me I should do this one. So you've got a few options here. This is to go on a quest. This is to join a party that's already in a quest. This is something about matching you up with a party. And then this is leave the counter. Well, we're going to go ahead and start our own. And so far we've only got the first quest. Often you would have more than this as you unlock things. So we'll just click on that. And again, that was actually the categories back, the previous menu here, sorry. So, categories, you'll have things like free fields, emergency missions, stuff like that will show up in here. So this is the ARC's quest menu. And in here we'll have a whole bunch of different quests as we unlock them. You can unlock these quests by completing the previous one, like in this case. Or if you want to get to a new area, you need to go do some missions and stuff for Coffee, who is kind of an important NPC. Pretty sure I showed her in one of the previous videos, but she is right over here on the other quest counter. It's this silver-haired lady right here. So she doesn't have anything for me right now, but when I get to the point where I can increase my difficulty, add more sub-palettes, add a sub-class, progress in another class, change classes, like all kinds of different stuff, you would come and talk to her. So, if she's got orders for you to do, you do them. Oh, whoop, I didn't even take a quest. My bad. I'll take one from this side then. So, ARC's quest, and we'll take the first one. This is the difficulty selector, and this tells you about what level you should be at to do that difficulty. You have to unlock harder difficulties, again, through Coffee. And then the symbols over here will show you either this little eagle-looking thing, or there'll be, it looks like a little bit of a page. And that is to show you either have a client order for it, or for this little eagle thing, it's the Matterboard symbol. So, now I've got all these options here. I clicked on the normal difficulty. I can choose to go out onto the quest right away. I can choose to find another party in my current block that's doing it, find another party in a different block that's doing it, or look at my records for doing that quest, or something about matching again. But we're going to hop straight out into the quest. This brings up party creation menu, and here's the party name. We will be okay. And comments for the party. This is the play style for the party. I'm not quite sure what all of these are, but I think some of them are like to say that this party will repeat this quest over and over again, or we're just having fun, or we're hardcore, that kind of stuff. I think that says you can play with them one time, like limit people joining for one playthrough or something. Whatever. I don't mess with those very much at all. So, password. We want to password lock the party or not. And then here are level limits. Now, these little symbols here, obviously they're just reversed. One is for like upper, and then one is for lower. So the one that looks kind of like it's pointing up is going to be your upper limit. Well, level 65 is the max level in the game, so upper limit is max. Lower limit, so the minimum level to join in, is level 1. Well, okay. And then these bottom two options are limit to friends or limit to team members. And you can check both of them if you want to, and that means that only friends and team members can join this party. Otherwise, it just goes into the listing and anyone can see this party in the party list and hop into it. So, for the sake of the video, we're going to try to keep other people out, and we'll just limit it to this. And there we are. We've taken a quest. So, now we run down the gangplank. Now you get to see this cool cinematic of them warping to whatever planet it is that we're going to. And here we are. This is the camp ship. This is where you will depart on all of your missions from. And it's got some pretty handy stuff. This is the medical place, so it's the same as the medical center in the lobby. This is a vendor. It's basically the consumable goods vendor, but you can buy and sell stuff right from here. This is that storage access. And then this is the same as a quest counter, actually. So you can choose to retake quests and stuff from right here without having to go back to the lobby and come back down the gangplank and all that. And then one more thing that's pretty easy to miss is this little console right here. This is where you access your friend partners. So if I bring this up, well, I don't have any of the NPCs friended yet. If you go through and you do missions for some of the NPCs, they'll be added to this list, and you can actually invite them to go out with you on missions. Friends. I've got a bunch of people on my friends list, so I can take their player characters and invite them out with me. And this is, again, that friend-partner system. Now, notice all of these are saying they're level 2, and their subclasses, if they have them, are level 1. That's limiting them based on my level. It's so I can't jump in here and invite some level 65 to come join me in my party, because that would be a little broken. So we are technically level 2 right now, and I am going to only be able to invite people that are level 2. That didn't quite come out right. I'm only going to be able to invite people that are... So, well, their level will be automatically scaled down to whatever my level is at the maximum. So all of these guys are much higher level than 2. They're just downplayed to level 2. Also, I've got my support partner. If you have one, you will be able to use your support partner from this menu. If you have multiples, you'll be able to choose from them. And then last here is free. This is just anyone. These are other people that have their friend partner set up, and they've got it set up in such a way that they don't have to, they're not limiting it to only friends. So it's kind of the same how I've got mine set up right now. Anyone could see my name pop up in this list and just add me to their party. And you can see here, you'll get some fun points out of it. So, just for kicks, let's throw some people in here. Now, it does show you what their main class is, so it gives you a good idea for forming the party. Now, I'm a Braver, so I probably want a Force guy for healing. Orthrus, we'll throw him in there. Hello, Orthrus. And... Shirika as Technica. I could use somebody who's a hunter. Sakuya Izayoi. Sure. Okay. And then, last but not least, here, well, I'll bum one of my friend partners here. There we go, a ranger, Anaya. Alright, so you can have up to 4 people in a party. So here we are. Anaya's a friend of mine, but the other 2 are people that I don't know, so it's always kind of a risk because you can get some pretty strange-looking people out of those. But we've got a fairly rounded party, and we can get going. So to start the quest, you come down here and, well, hop in the water. I thought it was strange too. Sakuya Ize. I'm guessing that's got to be some sort of character that somebody has made. And obviously it's an English-speaking player that has made that because she's auto-wording things that are in English. So here we are, running around. This back here that we just came out of is the camp ship teleporter. You can run back here, and if you use it, it'll ask you if you want to go back to the camp ship. Note that once you jump through the water, the mission has officially started. Unless, of course, you are in a multiplayer mission, then it might start before you even jump in the water. But, yeah, once you've actually hit that water, then things are going. So, if you're on a timed mission, things like that, you may not want to jump back to the camp ship. Oh, and they've already killed it. So, WASD is your standard movement. So, forward, backward, left or right. Stuff drops, you can run over and pick it up with E. Stuff that's all sparkly looking like that is an item for your matter board, and it'll make that little noise you just heard. So, space is jump. The longer you hold down space when you press it, the higher your jump. So this is predominantly an action game. Now you'll notice I've got a target reticle that's popping up on those guys. I can tap Q. Oops. There we go. And lock onto those guys. Now, you can set it up so that you only tap it and it'll toggle it on and off, or you can set it that it only works while you're holding it. I normally switch to an alternate viewpoint when I'm playing with anything ranged, so I will show you that there. It's Z. And now, I'm basically playing this like a third-person shooter. Die, trees. So, now we are using the bow right now, and you can see down there at the bottom of the screen, we've got our hot palette. And it's got something that shows me, my left button is that. My right button is this. But, with the bow, it's not exactly just a click, 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 click affair. You actually press and hold down to charge up your attacks. And like you saw this, well, if I click and hold that down, it's much stronger. These little doohickeys you see all over the place, and if they're red, I just try to use them. It's like information panels or something. Now, it is important to note that arrows and bullets and things do not seek their targets while I'm in this mode, so you have to actually aim. There's not going to be a lot of trees left on this planet after we go through this mission. And sometimes you'll find those little card things there.
Oh,
And those have little interactive sequences where you come up and talk to other NPCs. Like this. You can ignore them if you so wish, but generally speaking, they're pretty good for the storyline. And there's also some important ones that you need for your matter boards. If you come up to one, though, and you see that its color is gray, then it's one that you've probably already seen before, and you don't need to do it again. Although I have noticed every once in a while, it kind of messes up and thinks that I've not seen certain things that I have seen, so it doesn't grade them out. These delightful little birds are rappies. They are the loot pinatas of the Phantasy Star world. When you take one out, they fall over and they drop you loot. And if you wait a little bit, they get back up and you can hit them again and they'll drop another item before running off. You never actually kill rappies. Now, this mission, I am actually trying to find a certain group of enemies and kill them. They're Zawudons? Zawudons? It's, yeah. The naming system in this I have yet to actually figure out, so. Zawudons. Whatever. Yeah, we've got an emergency code. These are things that will pop up while you're on missions. There's a huge variety of them. They can be anything from rescuing certain guys to protecting things while they are repairing or just protecting them from harm to simply exterminating a group of enemies. They are dynamic and they pop up at pretty much any point in time on a mission. And if you complete them, you get a bonus of XP. Just finished it. You can see there's 7 of 7.
Completed.
And I got 14 XP and 14 Meseta. Which isn't a whole lot, but I mean, it's the first mission. That was actually the mission goal. So we just finished this. So, in addition, though, you saw earlier I equipped a katana. So I can switch to that here. By the way, this is the victory music. So you know everything's over once you've got this music, as well as you'll start seeing camp ship teleporters all over the place. But that is how the katana works. It's clearly a melee attack. If I press down shift, I hold that down and I can block. And then right click is a skill. Actually, you only do that once. Like that. That allows me to knock enemies up into the air. Now I can of course change that all up later on and adjust my skills and abilities as I see fit through this window. So maybe I want a different skill in here. Well, unfortunately, right now I don't know any other skills. But the way this works is my base attack, and then my right mouse button attack would be this, and then it leads into this, and then leads into that. Well, right now I've only got the one skill, so it's just leading into itself again. But, for example, here I've got 2 different skills on the bow, so I can show you that, but this is a little different setup than the sword here, the katana. So, how this katana works is it's a combo setup, but the bow, as with most other ranged weapons, I have my normal attack, I've got my right attack, and then if I press shift, instead of a block, I switch to a sub-palette. So now I've got this skill, which is actually one of my favorites reroll. Or, well, I don't have a second skill on my right mouse button. But if I let off shift, I can go back to my normal menu. And even if you have nothing equipped, you can still punch and dodge, which looks kind of hilarious because you can spam it. That's gotta hurt. And double tapping any direction will allow you to dash in those directions. Good to know. Also, when you're using skills, you'll notice I've got a bar over on the lower left side. It's got my HP and my PP. PP is the same as MP for other games. It's your photon points. So they don't use mana in this, it's photon points. But as you use specials, it consumes photon points. Those will then go back up. If you hit guys with basic attacks, they'll go up faster. And there goes those trees. Anyways, the combat itself is pretty simple and straightforward. Each class varies a little bit, and even in that, each weapon varies a little bit. So really the best way with the classes to get familiar with them is to just try them out. See what you like. Try out different weapons and things. I know a lot of people that are huge fans of the katanas, but for my playstyle, I actually prefer the bows, and they're very powerful. So truly, it's to each their own. So we are finished here. We'll go back to the camp ship now. So finally, we've got a quest summary. So if you've completed the quest successfully, and you go back to the camp ship, you're going to see this window. This is an enemy amount cleared out. So we've cleared out enough enemies that we get 100% on this. The amount of enemies that you need to clear out isn't really specifically defined anywhere, so it might be less on some missions or more on others. It doesn't tell you that. So you have no way of knowing what's coming up ahead of time. Then down here, this is how many times you've been downed. And we didn't die at all. We were quite far from it, in fact. So we didn't have any negatives in this, so we got a perfect score there. So each time that you die, you basically drop one rank, because it's enough of a hit to your points. So finally, out of 1,000 points, we've gotten 1,000 points. We've got S rank. And then, as a reward, we get 50 Meseta. Now this little screen here is saying that I am now able to do the next quest. And then this one, remember this is Orthrus, it's this guy here. This is that guy that we invited to the party, and it's asking if I want to try adding him to my friends list or send him a friend request. Well, I don't know him, so I'm going to say don't bother. And now it's asking about the other lady as well, so nah, don't bother with her either. And this is what the matter board looks like for the those interactive with other NPCs things. Not talking very well here. But if you see one that's out in the world and it's yellow like this and sparkling, then it's important for your matter board and you should pick it up. Generally you should anyways, unless they're just grayed out ones. But here's our matter board again. I'll just tell that to go away for now. But we're done there. Oh, and Alfine's got stuff for me too. Great. Thanks, Alf. So now, if I come over here to the quest counter, you'll see I've got more quests available to me. So this is the one we just did. Now I've got another one, and notice the difficulty starts to scale up a little bit. As well as I now have access to this, although I can't do the quests inside of it yet, but it's showing me that I'm able to actually see these now. These are certain time-limited special quests, so kind of almost like an event that's going on right now. But if I do this quest and finish it, then it will unlock the next one, up until I get to the final one for the forest, which will then show me to the boss fight. So I can do the mission and then do the boss fight after that at the end. So once that's all done with, I can go talk to Coffee. She'll give me some stuff that I need to do to open up the free field. The free field is kind of just like a longer mission that's got lots of parts that kind of overlap with other players and other parties. And then at the end of it, there's always a boss fight. And that is the last mission that you'll get in any particular area. So once I'm done with all the forest stuff, then I can go talk to Coffee again. She'll give me some orders, finish those orders, and I'll be able to unlock the next area, which in this case is the volcanic region. But that about sums up our first run and first quest. Swap out of the thing. You can actually attack and stuff while you're in here. They've got a special event that's going on right now where you use water guns to rescue people that are caught on fire, and it's kind of interesting, but it leads to everybody changing into swimsuits and having squirt gun fights in the camp ship, so amusing. So yes, you can attack, even the camera. Anyways, as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll catch the next one. So we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.